pilot. I'm the best pilot around here for Gundam.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Gundamn at MAHQ. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Guanche, and I'm joined here as usual by Neil Lornock, aka Paul. Say hello.
Hello, everyone.
And Solbro Rio, aka Adam.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
And now I'm back from vacation, 2 weeks away. Missed a few episodes of 00, but I've caught up since then, and just catching up on some other anime, catching up on MHQ stuff, and now it's back to business with Gundam. So today we're going to be talking about a couple of subjects. We're going to have an anime spotlight on Armor Trooper VOTOMS. We're going to be going over Mecha Christmas gift suggestions, since Christmas is right around the corner, and we're also going to be talking about live action adaptations of stuff like Transformers, Robotech, and some other things that are in the works. But before that, we'll kick it off as usual with Neo's news segment. So what sort of news stories do you have to highlight for today, Neo?
Well, I don't have too much because it is the holidays, and but I do have some good things on here. Once again, these are always courtesy of Ganada. And what's the website there? Solbro?
aeug.blogspot.com.
Right, but yeah, we got some pretty good things here. Actually, a follow-up on one of the news stories we did in episode 5. We had talked about there's a new game on the PSP, Giren's Greed, The Menace of Access, and there was a lot of good things coming out of that. But if you go to HappyNet Online, they got some screenshots of the new game. I know Solbro wanted to check that out.
Oh man!
And it's. Once again, they're going to have about 200 characters in there, and there's some new strategic elements, something called the alignment system, which actually sounds kind of interesting. It involves the good and evil actions of your faction, so I don't know how that's really going to work, but they're definitely probably just one of those paths, kind of like in Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam, where, if you let someone live, or you did this instead of that, so... They're also going to have something with, they did some of the unit remodeling, like the Doties, the base jammers, and there's some new custom units in there. This is actually kind of cool. They're going to have night battles, so that'll actually be kind of interesting.
That's really cool.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I hope it's like the night battle in Call of Duty 4. And people in Japan, they can get, if they reserve the game, they get a special DVD called The Blood of Giren's Greed. So not too much details on what that is, but I'm sure we'll have that later. In other game news too, there's some Gundam Tactics Online screenshots. I know that we've talked about this game a couple of times, and it's on 4gamer.net. They got about 40 new screenshots for the PC game on there, so definitely check that out if you have any interest in some of the Gundam games. Quick thing on movies, I guess they're releasing the Mobile Suit Gundam theatrical memorial box, and they did a screening of the third film, and they had some of the celebrities there, mainly old Tomino came out of hiding.
Oh, nice.
Wonder if he got egged.
With his bald head, freshly waxed.
And his best friend forever gacked.
Yes, I saw that. It's like if there's a Gundam thing going on, Gak will be there. They had one of the narrators, Ichiro Nagi, Kineko Han, and Sunichi Ikeda. And there was about 300 people there who were basically, this was cool, but they were all fans. They had pre-ordered the box set, so that was kind of a cool thing. I wish they would do stuff like that here over in the States.
I wish so.
They had, just a couple little celebrations and stuff. They had some comedy duo there, some artists, and they were just discussing a bunch of things about Gundam. And lastly, this goes to the WTF part of the news, shows how insane the Japanese are about Gundam. This just makes me laugh as I'm reading it. There are 2 Gundam cosplay bars I guess now it says they were going to open in mid-December in Akihabara. One is the Zeon and one is the Federation Federal Forces, and they're going to be
awesome.
They're going to be on the 4th and 5th floor of the Xenia building, which is a home to Isos Akihabara Shop, and there's a cafe there. The bars are going to be centered on the world views of the first Gundam, Zeta, and Double Zeta, with mobile suit and character-based food and drinks.
Wow.
And
Ayuk burgers.
Yes, yeah, I was going to go on that too.
Flame broil.
They actually both bars opened up on the 15th, so this weekend they pretty much open. The Xeon one was mostly full, big surprise.
Wow, no way.
Everything was decorated with the Xeon emblem. They had black tables. They had the first Gundam show being shown on the projector. The female staff had mono eye T-shirts with pleated mini skirts.
What the? Oh!
Yeah, like I said, this is the WTF news.
Oh man, I am
here you go, Soul Bro. The Char custom cell phone with Zaku head charger was seen on the counter, as well as a Gihren Zabi cosplaying customer. There's about 40.
There is something worse than that, though.
What's that?
It's even more WTF.
What's that?
Gundam cosplay porn.
Oh.
No.
Oh, I actually saw something about that not too long ago. I was on YouTube.
Now, let's say for the record, this is not officially sanctioned or made by Bandai. There's obviously...
not at all.
There's lots of cosplay porn that's out there that's all unofficial, but the fact that it exists is kind of frightening. Along with, and I guess this goes hand in hand, these really horrible English Gundam condoms. Have you guys ever seen those?
Oh, I've seen those. I've definitely seen those. They're terrible.
This new type. Do you have survived? and you can get the SEX782 flavor.
Oh my god, flavor.
Oh boy.
Or the MSEX.
Oh my gosh.
Man, I guess Gundam has completely saturated the Japanese culture, man. I mean, just completely. I can't think of too many things in Japan that are as
Hey, when your franchise has condoms, you know you've hit the big time.
You know you have
much.
Exactly.
Pretty much. and just to go just to finish up on the bar thing here, they have about 48 drinks and 19 food items.
Ooh.
Some include mass production Zaku, which is matcha oolong tea, the Dom, which is a black Russian.
Oh, they got the big Zom?
Well, what's a white Russian? A Rickdom?
A Rickdom?
The Ashimar is orange blossom. Gooth heat rods is squid entrails. And this actually makes me hungry. Luna 2 is fried chicken.
Ooh.
So
Sweet deal. Sweet deal.
Yeah.
I'll go there and order the Luna 2, man.
It's official. Those people are nuts.
Predisposed.
But then that's it that I have for the news. So back to old Chris.
And we'll have some more news to discuss in the next episode. But for now, we're just going to take a break, and we'll be right back talking with the rest of our panel here about one of our subjects. So stay tuned.
Gundam, please hang on!
Ricky Hunter, you're late, but at least you made it to my party.
Rick, how have you been?
Glad I could come.
Well, who do we have here?
Wait just a minute. Who are you?
Ben here has just been assigned to me.
I'm Corporal Ben Dixon, ma'am.
Well, what's up?
Nice to meet you.
This is Corporal Max Sterling.
How do you do? Call me Max, ma'am.
You're pretty good looking.
Oh, that was a very nice compliment, ma'am. I'm just honored to meet a beautiful girl like you.
Well, welcome to my birthday party, Max.
Yeah.
I want you to come over here and sit next to me, all right?
Okay.
Listen, Rick, if it were me, I'd keep an eye on him.
Oh, brother.
Attention! This is an emergency. All Veritech group members scramble. All Veritech group members scramble immediately. Emergency! Emergency!
Oh, no, you're going?
Sorry.
Well,
What can you do? It's the Army.
Taxi! Hey! Taxi! Come on, you guys, let's get going.
Hey, I can't take all you guys. You gotta take us, pal. This is an emergency. She anything to you like your girlfriend?
What kind of question is that to ask me at a time like this, Ben? You okay, Max?
I think I'm just a little tense.
Don't worry about a thing. You know nothing can go wrong while I'm around.
Now I'm really worried about this flight.
Vodka martini. Shaken or stirred? Do I look like I give a
Gundam.
Welcome back to Gundam. In this segment, we're going to be talking about some of the ideas that we and a lot of the listeners at the MAHQ forums have had for gift ideas for this Christmas season, since we're our holiday season, because not everybody celebrates Christmas here, are in the world. So let me not overgeneralize.
Hanukkah and Rosh Hashanah and Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa, that's right.
Hanukkah's already over, so
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
man.
last week.
yes, it already ended.
God, I just showed my non-Jewishness. That's not cool.
Well, I showed part of mine.
Nobody's perfect.
Oh, I know. Oh man, nice. But a lot of us on the show, a lot of people listening to the show, of course, are mech enthusiasts or Gundam fans.
We hope.
If they're not, I'm not sure why they're listening. But we all have things we would like to have this Christmas season or this holiday season, and I earlier this week I went to put a post up on the boards asking people at mechatalk.net their ideas on some thoughts they'd have or some wishes or hopes they would have for gifts this Christmas season. So I will pass it off to Chris, and I would let him voice his opinion on something that he would like to have, or what one of the people on the boards actually would like to have for this Christmas season, whether it be accessible or fantasy. But anyway, have at you.
Well, I just got my PS3, so I'm pretty much good to go. But to go along with that, there's a whole bunch of games out there. So a couple of games here were mentioned by Exile Void, so I'm just going to quickly run through these. One of them is Armored Core 4 on the PS3 and the 360.
Nice.
I played the demo of this. It's pretty interesting. So I actually don't have much experience with Armored Core. I might try out the game later on. He also mentioned Front Mission on the DS.
Yeah.
And also, I don't have much experience with Front Mission. But I've been hearing good things about it.
I saw a review of it on XPlay not too long ago, and they were. It looks a lot like Super Robot Wars, but you can customize your suits in that game to the nth degree. And
I know that's one of the big things there with that series.
It's very detailed, and I was amazed by that. I had no idea until watching that review. And even though it's an old school game, I have a DS and I'm really interested in getting it. I might just pick it up next year.
Next, he has listed Gundam Battle Chronicle on the PSP, which I have played, and that's a great game. And the future we need to do a portable mecha gaming spotlight. But very briefly, it's an action game. It's kind of like Lost War Chronicles / Encounters in Space, but it's a lot better. And it pretty much covers from 0079, including the OAVs, all the way up to Char's Counterattack.
Nice.
Wow.
And it's got all these. It's got loads of suits from like MSV and from Blue Destiny, 8th MS Team. It's got all of these suits like the RX-78, 5, and 6.
Anything from Advance of Zeta at all, or
no? No Advance of Zeta and no Igloo.
No Igloo. Okay. That stuff is way too new though, so I could guess why that's probably the reason why it's not in there. But that's really cool that it has all that variety in that one game.
It does, and the game is Japanese only. It hasn't been released here. Probably never will be. But the menus are in English, so it's easy enough to understand. And if you've been watching Gundam for a long time in Japanese, you pick up all of these military terms, so you know things like launch mobile suits or attack enemy target and yada yada. So you have a good understanding of it. So it's definitely one worth importing. Next on the list, Another Centuries Episode 3. I haven't played this, but it does look pretty interesting. It's got some surprise units in there like King Gainer and a whole bunch of stuff from
the
Gundam X, which is nice to see that making a resurgence in video games. We've also got here on this list a whole bunch of Super Robot Wars games. There's Original Generations on the PS2, which is not available here. There's Scramble Commander II. There's an Original Generation Gaiden coming out soon on the PS2, also only in Japan, and then Super Robot Wars W on the DS, which also is only in Japanese. So for the local American gamer, you at least have the original GBA, Original Generations 1 and 2, released by Atlas. So those are great games. Those are definitely worthwhile.
On top of that, for those importing on handheld systems, you don't need to modify them to play any import games. So on the PSP and on the DS, if you import those games and you can handle sifting through menus in Japanese, you'll be fine. But the other systems, Get the chipping.
Yep.
But
kick it off to you, Paul, for on the list here.
Oh, well, we got a couple people up here that suggested. Myself, I wanted the two, me and Solbro had talked about in the news last episode. I want the new Skyline that's coming in because that'll be mech related because
yeah,
it's influenced by it's influenced the girls and stuff they said are influenced by it, but yeah, I definitely would want that. And what is also for Gundam enthusiasts here in the U.S., if you have a 360, they do have the Gundam Dynasty Warriors that you can play. I played the demo.
And also on the PS3.
Yeah.
Is it on the PS3
it's
too?
on the PS3
I didn't
also.
know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just borrowed it from the store I work at. It's actually sitting on top of my system right now. I played a little bit of it last night. It's a fun game, but it's Dynasty Warriors, so it can get repetitive.
But we got a couple other things here from some of the some suggestions. They're actually kind of funny and nice too. Darth Nader did GAC. I guess it's the 0079 to 0088 album.
Now isn't that album like covers of songs from like all the different shows from like in between?
I don't know.
It's a couple of it's a couple of covers as well as some of the GAC songs from the Zeta movie trilogy.
Right.
Oh, those were cool. Those were cool songs. Too bad the movies were bad.
I heard he already covered the original themes for Zeta too, didn't he?
I don't have the track list in front of me. I know he covered some classics. I think like I Senshi from the original series and some of those other ones.
And we got some other people. Skippy 438 is just like Solbro here wants that Shark custom cell phone. So
sure does.
That'll be
too bad his girlfriend's tired of him buying Gundam merchandise.
Yeah, I see that.
They say there's no room in their apartment for.
How you don't have a room for a cell phone, I don't understand, but
all you need is a pop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Skip.
And Dr. G, I agree with him on this. I would love to have this too. It'd be a complete perfect grade model collection. I'm working on mine. I just don't have them all.
Would you have the Strike?
Strike and the Skygrasper.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have that. They combine. That's right.
But some other things here, I guess. What is the Asmo? That's that little somebody.
That is that
little Honda robot.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yep. I've seen that. Yeah.
How
much are those things?
I don't even know.
I don't think they're for sale.
Oh, really?
They're just there to look at, I think, and that was recommended by our very own reviewer, Peter.
Is it a hybrid?
I don't think it's a hybrid.
I hope it doesn't leave too much of a carbon footprint. But what's some other things? Oh, $250,000 Diamond Platinum Gundam Exile Void said. This is it's called the Gundam Fix Platinum. And somebody actually did this. They adorned it with diamonds.
They put a diamond.
The Japanese
in the
are crazy.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
they're officially crazy.
Someone has to own that. I'd like to see who.
I know who's gonna buy it.
I know the guy who wanted to go into space, right?
Yeah, the guy who calls himself Dice K and wanted to cosplay as Char in space.
That's the man. I wish he went into space, man. That'd have been historical
and hysterical.
Yes,
it would have been.
Because Japanese guys with badly bleached hair is always so funny.
Yeah, I'm sure he's already got that on his kurisumasu list.
Probably be between him and Gak, I'm sure.
Yeah, him too.
Oh man, the bidding war begins.
Slap fight.
I don't think Tomino can afford to buy that. He'd probably throw it at somebody.
Yeah,
he probably would.
He'd probably blow it up or kill it or something.
He'd sadly lament how whored out the franchise has become over the last 30 years.
He'd probably throw it at the director of Seed and Destiny.
Moving on,
yes.
Solbro, I think you have a recommendation here of your own for a gift.
I've been hearing about this one show. It's called Flag. It's an anime series. It came out not too long ago, last year.
Last year, yeah. I saw the first episode.
How was it? Because I haven't seen it yet, but I've been reading reviews, and it seems very interesting. I like the take that it takes. It's about a. Go ahead.
It's from Ryosei Takahashi, the director of VOTOMS.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sort of set in the near future with like Middle East, Asian conflict. And what's really interesting is the whole show is shown from the perspective of cameras.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So you see the whole show being filmed by various, like, war correspondents. See around the screen the whole time the border of, like, how, like the zoom in and the battery life and the recording, or you'll see like people taking pictures. So it's very different in that sense that the whole perspective of the show is framed within a war correspondent filming it, which gives it a very nice sort of like documentary, authentic feel.
That's what I was going to say, and that's you know, you don't see that in anime ever.
No.
So I mean, this seems like a first to me. And I saw the first volume. It's on the shelves in a lot of stores. You can find it at Best Buy or your local anime store. But the first volume is out, and it's in a very nice box. It looks like kind of looks like a rations pack, or kind of like a field pack that the military people would have, or someone out in the field who's reporting would have, and you just put all 4 discs in there. But I'd recommend it for anybody who's a real robot fan or enjoyed VOTOMS or even Gasaraki.
Oh, this is a real robot show. And speaking of Gasaraki, I think that that camera technique is probably an outgrowth of something that Takahashi did in Gasaraki, where there's no narrator in the show, and all of the narration is done by TV news channels.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I think this might be a continuation of that experimental technique that he tried there, which I don't think anybody had done before that or since.
That's a very cinema type approach to an anime series. That's originality that you don't get nowadays, and I like shows like that, and I'll definitely go out of my way to get that. If I don't get it for Christmas, I'll definitely get it by next month. So, but I recommend that for anybody who's looking for a change of pace, or if you enjoy mecha shows or real robot shows, that's a definite find. But moving on. There was a remark made about one of the fantasy items on here. I guess it'd be more in the lines of cosplay. Someone had Draco Starcloud had put up a suggestion about replica Gundam costumes, and Man Miles joked and said, "Can you and I put them on and fight?" But the best one relating to not mech costumes, but cosplay was the outfit. The outfit Char wears at the bar where Caecilia's royal guards locate him during Garma's funeral.
Oh, Char's leisure suit?
Including when he said that, I lost it.
You know what that reminded me of, actually? It wasn't even Char. It was from Keroro Gunso. There was a scene where Keroro cosplayed as that, and he was sitting in a bar wearing a blonde wig and those giant sunglasses. The black tri-stars.
That is so dope. I have to really sit down and watch that show. That and the episode of Yakitate Japan where they spoof
Noble Gundam.
Not just that, but they spoof the G Gundam. And it's like, I heard it's like almost like 2 minutes or 3 minutes long of a spoof for G Gundam in one of the episodes.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I need to see that. I love Yakitate, but I haven't seen that far in the show yet. And I'll definitely go out of my way to see that, but I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is not Yakitate at MAHQ.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. But also, Char's mask and helmet was suggested by Kavik Rees or Rix, but that's not a bad one either. But any other ones on this list that you see that you might be interested in, Chris?
Fantasy item mentioned by Tuxedo Mark would be the Garland motorcycle from Megazone 23.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I saw that one. Yeah.
I saw a toy of that the other day at a local store, and I just like to have even that, but a real Garland would be fantastic.
Oh my gosh. And I've never seen what one looks like. Is it similar to the Cyclone from the new generation from Robotech or Mospeda?
No.
Not really. They were both designed by the same guy, but the Mospeda, you have to wear that armor, and then it sort of transforms and fits around that armor for
That's right.
For like a man-sized suit. But the Garland, basically, it transforms around you into a full-size robot, and you don't have to wear any armor that it fits onto. So you're in an enclosed cockpit.
Oh wow!
You've never seen that show?
Never seen
I've
that
seen
show.
it a while back.
I've always heard about Megazone 23.
Yeah, it's
but
pretty good.
I need to get up on it.
We're going to be spotlighting Megazone 23 in the future in our anime spotlight section. So we'll discuss it more then. Any other Christmas suggestions, guys, before we wrap the segment up?
Haro,
of course. We can't forget about the little guy.
I wanna.
Which Haro? Because now with 00, we've got a whole plethora of crazy, loud Haros there too.
I like those Haros.
I prefer the original.
Green one.
The original one.
Victory Haro is the best.
Victory Haro was the best
because he could fly the Gundam.
He was the Swiss Army knife of Haros.
Yeah, but he's been outpaced now by Lock-On's Haro.
Oh, wait, hold up now. Hold up. Victory Haro was
that is true.
Victory Haro had martial arts move. He got up in a lot of combatants.
True.
He messed with that dog.
Oh yeah,
he always messed with that dog.
True, but Lock-On's Haro, I don't know if you saw in episode 10, can dock with like this little like
Yeah.
hair robot.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which I thought was just the neatest thing, that you got these like mad Haros running around as repair bots for the Gundams.
It makes a lot more sense to have them do that too,
That is
instead
very
of just
true.
a toy. I mean,
Yeah.
so, but yeah.
But let's leave that off for Gundam 00 discussions. And,
No problem. I would like to thank Detective Conan 16, Wedge 14, and SOCL for writing some good things about horror.
Oh, one fantasy thing I would like. I want Bright's chair from Char's Counterattack. As I go to work in the morning, as I go to my desk, that's what I would want. I would want to like enter down the basement and then just pop up like that.
you know what else you need to go along with that?
What's that?
You need his hamburger and soda dispenser.
Oh
Yes,
my
sir.
God, the Bright and Tasties.
You know what? I need to have his chef on staff.
Yes.
the guy who was on the white base that ran out of salt.
We're all gonna die if we don't get salt.
The man was not vegan.
It's like they needed like blood supplies or something, but no, it was just freaking salt. I don't know.
You made it sound like it was like the most urgent thing they needed. Send a recon team to a nearby town and get some. How about that?
Hey, the man likes his burgers a little salty. And you gotta put salt on your fries.
They got so raw they had to sift it from the sea, from the ocean water. It's like, wow, that's pretty hard.
Well, that I would want that, his chair, and that cool ass uniform he had, and that I like that. I like the jacket he had.
That was the pimp outfit. But
I think
anyway.
that should about do it for our gift ideas.
Yes.
So,
it definitely should. And
hopefully we'll get some nice stuff under our trees.
I hope so. And thank you for everyone who submitted something.
And continue to put them under there, because there's still a couple of days till Christmas. So.
Exactly. So the hoping and wishing continues. But we'll be right back. You're listening to Gundam at MAHQ.
Look at that!
This is Soul Bro Review, and when you have a free moment, check out these cool websites. MAHQ.net, and that stands for the Mecha and Anime Headquarters. They have information and reviews on a variety of animes, as well as specs on mecha from your favorite series. Check out the forums and see what the regulars are saying about Mobile Suit Gundam 00. AEUG.blogspot.com, and that website is Ganada, and that's your #1 news site for all things Gundam. But watch out for those spoilers on Gundam 00 though. www.myspace.com/FTS Shinjuku. And that's for the podcast that started it all. Flip the script. Anime, video games, movies, TV, and music are a few of the subjects that are tossed about in a roundtable discussion by 6 very different individuals. Boy Wonder, Dr. Encyclopedia Black, Lee Majors, and Shoji Ramuro, as well as the host of Gundam, Neo Lorinoke, and Sobro Ryu. GundamOfficial.com. That's Gundam OFFICIAL.com. And that's for the official website of Gundam, of course. It's managed by the guru of Gundam himself, Mark Simmons. For those who had missed out on Simmons' mega fan site and extensive wiki of mobile suits in the late 90s, labeled the Gundam Project, now's your chance to see the second coming of it at GundamOfficial.com. www.myspace.com/Gundam the show. That's GUNDAMN the show. And last but not least is the website for the unofficial podcast for all things Gundam and Mecha, Gundam. Check us out on MySpace, and if you're a member, add us as a friend and give us your opinions on the Mecha series you enjoy. Peep these cool websites when you get a minute. Now, back to...
Suddenly, there was a terrible roar all around us, and the sky was full of what looked like huge bats, all swooping and screeching and diving around the car. And a voice was screaming, "Holy Jesus, what are these goddamn animals?"
Hey everybody, welcome back to Gundam at MAHQ, and this next segment is going to be part of a continuing series. It's our Anime Spotlight, where we're going to highlight an old classic show, or maybe sometimes a contemporary show that if you haven't seen, you really should. And this time, I'm going to focus on Armored Trooper VOTOMS, which personally for me is one of my top 3 favorite Real Robot franchises, right behind Gundam and Macross. So before I get into it, Paul and Adam, have you guys seen any parts of the show ever?
I've watched parts of the OVAs, and I've tried to get a hold of the series, but I've noticed they're not. I think they're done now, so you can't get the box set. So
yeah.
I've been meaning to get that. I just have not, for whatever reason. I haven't really bought too much anime lately, so I'm trying to get back because I was waiting for everything to get boxed up. But
you may want to check Amazon. That's what I'm going to do to see if I can hunt down the series myself.
No, I definitely I liked the OVA, and I definitely liked the whole way, the style and the feel of the show, because it is real gritty.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through a brief rundown of the entire franchise, including the new Pales and Files. It started in October in Japan, so basically to give people a background who aren't familiar with it, and of course you can read all of the reviews on MAHQ, because I've covered most of the franchise there. You've got this interstellar war between these two superpowers going on for like 100 years, and then it's one of these wars that's long that people don't even know what they're fighting for anymore. And the series focuses on this guy named Chiriko Kyuvi, who he's a pretty young guy. He's like 18 or 19, but he's pretty hardcore because he used to be a special forces pilot, and he's been in the war for so long that he's completely disconnected and dehumanized, and he just like feels nothing, and sort of gives you like that realistic effect of what war does to people, because this guy has no attachment to anything or anyone, and he's just there fighting to stay alive.
Wow.
But he's also a hardened killer, because you'll find out more about that later on. So anyway, the show begins. He is transferred into a new unit, and they're sent into this asteroid base, but he questions what they're doing because they're attacking Allied forces.
What?
And they're telling him just shut up and, do as you're told.
Yeah.
They're searching for something, and he finds this container that has this naked bald woman in it.
Oh, wow.
And she looks at him, and it just freaks the hell out of him. And he finds it, but then after that, when he's sent back to do some menial task, they try to kill him with a bomb.
Oh, my.
His own men.
Right.
And he's sort of like drifting in space, and these dudes, they hightail it out of there because they think he's dead. And he gets picked up by this other branch of the military, the intelligence branch, and they think that he was in on this plot, so they're torturing him and interrogating him, but he doesn't know anything of what's going on.
He's getting a bum deal.
And eventually, he breaks free, but after what he went through, he wants to know, what the hell is going on and who was trying to kill him. And of course he's wondering who this mysterious naked bald lady was in this container. So he ends up in the city called Uodo, and the way the show is set up, it's interesting. It's divided into 4 distinct arcs that are set in 4 different locations. So the first one is Uodo, which is this it's this underground city that was created during the war. So it's really filthy and grimy, and it's pretty much lawless, and you got these like biker gangs that run the streets, and they make dirty deals with the police, and it's really pretty much like a lawless hell on earth.
Right.
Wow.
And he meets a couple of people here, and they're con artists. This old guy named Gotho, this other guy who's sort of like a gun runner named Vanilla.
Right.
Black guy named, but it's with a fro, but it's the 80s, so.
Awesome. Awesome. What a name.
Wait, did he?
Yeah, but Vanilla Vartla.
Does he have a beaded jacket?
No, but he's got a giant blonde fro, so go figure. And this other girl named Kokona. So they start to help him out, and he encounters this mysterious woman who gets referred to as the Phantom Lady.
Right.
And he's fighting against this conspiracy that's in the military. And eventually what he finds out is that this woman, who he names Fianna, for some reason that even he doesn't know, she's a prototype perfect soldier. Basically is sort of like an artificial new type from Gundam.
Right.
But without being psychopathic.
Right.
Oh, okay.
And these are people basically who are bred and genetically engineered for fighting. So it may put them more in line with the super soldiers from Gundam 00, who have special modified bodies, and her body depends on this rare element called Gihren, and she needs to take baths in this like energy of Gihren to live, otherwise she'll die.
Oh, wow.
So Chiriko ends up getting attached to her, and that moves us to the second segment, which is Kumin. And what you really feel out of Kumin is basically you get the feeling that it's Vietnam with robots, because it's in this sort of Southeast Asian-inspired culture. And you got, like, robots going through, jungle rivers. And Takahashi, the director, he said he was inspired by Vietnam, so it really has that feeling. And you also see that this probably was the inspiration for a lot of the stuff in 8th MS Team, because the setting is really there, and it really feels like 8th MS Team, and in the jungle combat. But I think it's done a lot better in VOTOMS. So Chiriko ends up as a mercenary here, and he gets involved in this conflict, this religious conflict between basically the government, which wants to integrate this kingdom and modernize it, and then the kingdom that wants to stay to its traditional ideas and methods. So there's this war, and the government's using mercenaries, but the kingdom's being aided by this secret society.
Right.
Next arc moves us to this ship that Chiriko and Fiona are trapped on, and it takes them to this planet called Sunsa that was destroyed during the 100 Years' War, which ended right at the beginning of the show. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, wow.
And it really ties into Chiriko's past, because he used to be part of the Red Shoulder Battalion, and that's explored a lot in the OAVs. They're basically this super elite battalion.
Yeah.
But they're nicknamed the Bloodsucker Battalion because once they get into a battle frenzy, they'll even attack their own allies. And these guys are the most ruthless of the most ruthless. Their training involves live fire exercises, and you're just thrown into it. And if you don't survive, you didn't deserve to survive.
Wow, Spartans.
Pretty much. Spartans in Mecha. That's how out there the Red Shoulders are.
And with shirts on.
I wish it was fully clothed.
With shirts on.
Plus, they also mercilessly butcher civilians or anyone who gets into their way. So these guys are like the most cold-blooded of the killers, and Chiriko was once part of them. And during the last invasion of this planet, which belonged to the Balarant, and Chiriko's with the Gilgamesh, the planet's been totally destroyed. I mean, it's a barren wasteland.
Yeah. Wow.
And you can't even breathe the air for long periods, so you need to have an oxygen pack. So that sort of, sheds some more light on Chiriko's past. And then the fourth arc takes us to this planet called Quent that has this, it's this different race of humans, and they're all really tall. And they used to have advanced technology in the galaxy, but for some mysterious reason they abandoned all technology 3,000 years ago, and they basically just live in the desert. But their people are also very well known for being good mercenaries. So they do have use as mercenaries, but otherwise they just live in villages and in canyons with no technology at all.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Man, I guess part
pretty
of the
deep.
Yeah, I mean this. I have a question.
Sure.
How did I live my whole life and not watch this show?
Well, it wasn't up until recently that they even released it over
here.
No,
it's been out here for, I'd say, how long has it been out here in America?
A decade.
They over here?
Central Park Media, I think they released it on VHS as far back as 1996.
Oh my!
But they were difficult to get, though.
Yeah.
I remember, like, I'm saying it was easier to get, like, in the last, like, 3 years, because I remember reading about this show a couple of years back and trying to find it. It was like you would go to these various websites and they'd be all over, but out of stock.
I never seen it on the shelf, but I always see it advertised either at different anime websites I went to. Like
it's actually on my list of box sets I need to get.
Yeah.
I got a list of box sets on my bulletin board at home, and it's one of those. So
I'm not going to spoil the end of the show, but Chiriko finds his true destiny and ends up triggering another interstellar war, and some of the most awesome mech battles ever. And one of the things I really love about VOTOMS is that the mecha are really real grunts. Like, he uses a scope dog, which is like the most common mecha, and it's very customizable, but it's also pretty easy to destroy because he goes through these like faster than most people go through new pairs of underwear.
Yeah.
I mean, these things blow up at nothing.
Yeah, the robots in here are, I mean, they're pretty much true to life. Like, if we had the technology today, they're not that kind of far-reaching technology.
They're not like 50-foot tall.
No.
Super.
Well, no, they're big. They're big, but they're not.
Well, I mean, they're sensible though. I mean, they're like a walking tank, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna go through them.
Yeah. Basically, they are. They're
very
small. I think they're about in total. They're like 12 or 15 feet high, so they're very compact. They don't fly. They don't do fancy things like that. They're ground pounders.
Yeah, exactly. No breast of fire.
No breast of fire. So,
but I do have a couple questions. My first question is: Has VOTOMS ever been used in any crossover game like Super Robot Wars, or I guess because of the scale of the robots, is probably the answer is no.
No,
but it never has been. Are there any games out on any systems that came out that are based on VOTOMS at all?
I believe there was a game called Sunrise Ayutan, Sunrise Heroes, that basically was
I remember that on
a Super Robot Wars kind of, but just Sunrise stuff, and VOTOMS was in that. Let me Google up.
I played
let me wiki up
Yutan.
Armored Trooper. It's been in a couple of things.
I played a Yutan years ago on the Dreamcast, the first one, and I never got that far, but I wish I did. But that's really cool.
There was a VOTOMS PS2 game that just came out a few months ago, but it got okay reviews. According to Wikipedia, there's been a bunch of VOTOMS games, but it did appear in Sunrise Ayutan 1 and 2, Brave Saga 2,
right,
and a Game Boy Color and Wonder Swan series called Horrobots.
Horrobots.
Never heard of that. But like a lot of other mecha franchises, there's a couple of sequels here, and some of them go far back as the 80s. A lot of them focus on Chiriko, his past. One of them two of them deal with the Red Shoulders. Another one's set during the TV show and shows what happens in the 1 year time jump between the end of the last episode and the epilogue. Then you've got, after that, an OAV series that's 12 episodes called Armor Hunter Marrowlink. What's neat about this is it doesn't have Chiriko, but the into the main series, and it's about this guy who his unit was betrayed by these higher-ups, and they were basically made as the fall guys for the theft of a bunch of Gihren. And what he's doing is he's going around, and one by one he's hunting down all of these high-up officers and killing them for revenge.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's the one I've seen. It's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and
no emo pilots.
What I like about this,
no emo pilots, no
just straight up hardcore.
No,
it's no issues with killing.
Yeah,
they're trained to do this stuff.
And what I like about this show the most, as compared to a lot of other mecha shows, is that all of his opponents, they use mecha, but he's fighting them on foot. He has this anti-AT, basically has these powerful rifle shots, but it also has this bayonet that's designed to punch through a scope dog's armor.
Oh!
And a lot of the times he ends up impaling these guys or attacking them and just stabbing them through the cockpit, leading to some pretty grisly deaths.
Goodness.
It's a pretty dark show.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the good old Ultraviolet 80s, man. We need to bring it back. But that sounds like an awesome series. I mean, I have this vision in my mind that he's kind of like the Go-Go 13 of Mech Assassins.
Yeah.
Kind of. And then in the 90s, there was a 5-episode OAV called Shining Heresy that, at the end of the TV show, Chiriko and Fiona, they went into cryogenic stasis, and they got shot into a capsule in space.
Right.
And this OAV is like 30 years later, they get defrosted. It's kind of a hard show to follow, raw, because there's like these weird religious cults, and then there's these like android perfect soldiers, and it's kind of weird, but it's a series.
Wow.
And then most recently is the 12-episode OAV Pales and Files that just started out, and this is going back to even before Chiriko was in the Red Shoulder. It's just being a regular army grunt. So the series opens with this kind of impressive battle where you've got these, it's kind of like D-Day, but with scope dogs. And they're coming out of these amphibious vehicles, and they're trying to like scale this mountainside, but they're coming under attack, and you see them all getting blown up in the water, and it really feels like you're watching that opening sequence of Saving Private Ryan.
Wow.
A lot of people were hesitant because they announced that all of the mecha would be in CG.
Oh my god.
But I think they did a pretty good job on it, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of that series. The next volume should be coming out right around Christmas time in Japan, and of course I should note that aside from the original TV series, none of this other stuff's ever been released in America.
Yeah.
And given that Central Park Media has had some hard times recently, I really doubt that they're ever going to get around to releasing anything else, even something new like Pales and Files that's from 2007. So you'll have to search for these things online, but it's a real shame because it's a great franchise.
It sounds like it. I'll definitely have to step up my efforts to actually sit down and watch this show and all the other incarnations of it. Just to that's in my New Year's resolutions for 2008. There you go.
But you have to watch it, and I definitely recommend it to anybody if you've ever seen Gasaraki, or if you like Gundam, if you like your 80s robots that are nice and real and gritty, this is about the grittiest of them all.
There you go.
Aside from maybe Dugram, which is another show by Takahashi, but that show's even harder to find.
Wow.
And it's also 75 episodes, so it's pretty...
Yeah.
Ooh. Did that come before or after VOTOMS?
It was right before VOTOMS.
Wow.
It's from 1981, so it's one of the earliest of the real robot shows. And before I close off this segment, any other thoughts or VOTOMS?
No, I like I said, I've only seen the OVAs, and what I saw, I enjoyed, and it probably will be what I get once I get all my Christmas money in a few weeks here. I'm sure I'm going to get that because it is definitely on one of those on my list of box sets that I want.
Yeah, you should pick it up online. Right. It's pretty easy to find.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah, I'm able to find it now.
I guess my only other question is, I guess all the Takahashi's works that are out here in America would be VOTOMS, Flag, and
Gasaraki.
And Gasaraki. Yep.
And he was a producer, I believe, on Gao Geiger.
Yeah.
Gao Geiger?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he also
greatest show ever.
Wrote an episode of Gundam 0083.
Really?
Oh, did he now?
Yes,
he did. Do you remember which one? Was that the one where they fought in the desert?
No.
And they would launch the ship?
The one he wrote was the one when Burning was killed.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
The secret of the plan is... Let's see here. Looking up his
the best character in that
his,
show.
Resume on Wikipedia.
Oh, Gato.
Silent Service and The Cockpit. Those were both released here a long time ago. I don't know if they're in print anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He was the director on Rurouni Kenshin, a series supervisor on Ronin Warriors / Samurai Troopers.
Ronin Warriors.
Man,
love that show.
I had no idea.
And
I guess he's a regular at Sunrise.
Oh yeah, he's one of their top directors. Area 88.
Wow.
Which one? The first one or the newer one?
Space.
I love that show.
Yeah.
I like the OVA too, but I watched every episode of the TV show and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Takahashi, so VOTOMS pretty much is the starting point of stuff that you can find, so I highly recommend that. And with that, I think that'll wrap up this segment of Anime Spotlight, and next time we'll be discussing another classic show, and we'll be right back on Gundam at MAHQ.
Hey you, get your damn hands off her!
Hey guys, the Zeons are giving a speech!
What?
We have lost a hero to our glorious and noble cause. But does this foreshadow our defeat? No, it is a new beginning. Compared to Earth Federation, the national resources of Zeon are less than 1/30th of theirs. Despite this major difference, how is it that we've been able to fight the Federation for so long? It is because our goal in this war is a righteous one. It's been over 50 years since the elite of Earth, consumed by greed, took control of the Earth Federation. We want our freedom. Never forget the times when the Federation has trampled us. We, the Principality of Zeon, have had a long and arduous struggle to achieve freedom for all citizens of our great nation. Our fight is sacred, our cause divine.
This is Garma's funeral. It's nothing more than a propaganda campaign aimed against the Federation. Amuro, you could learn a lot from this.
Yes, sir. My beloved brother Garma Zabi was sacrificed. Why?
Because he was a spoiled brat.
War is at a stalemate.
Blame this on the misfortune of your birth.
You double-crossed me, Char!
Bartender?
That one's on me, if you don't mind.
Perhaps many of you have become complacent. We must send them
Royal
a
Guard? That obvious?
It's the smell. You're one of Caecilia's.
We have wasted too much time with words.
I'm
we
impressed,
need action now.
Commander.
The Earthside elite. must be taught a strong lesson for their evil corruption.
Hey, isn't that Zeke big shot? Just look at that Zeke.
There is no other way for mankind to last forever except by living under the direct control of we, the chosen, superior race of Zeon.
He's nuts.
Yeah, well, I heard you tell that a big offensive is going to start any day now.
Oh, you gotta be kidding. Who cares? We're going to drive those Zeon off our Earth one way or the other.
Got that right.
Those Zeeks better watch their asses.
If this war drags on, it will pose a serious threat to all of mankind. We must teach those slow-witted people of the Earth Federation a lesson they will always remember. Now is the time for mankind to stand up for the future. Hey! Hail Zeon!
Is this the enemy? Is it?
What a bunch of nonsense. This man's trying to turn the Zabi family into a world dictatorship.
Dictatorship?
Many of your fathers and brothers have perished valiantly in the face of a contemptible enemy. We must never forget what the Federation has done to our people. My brother Garma Zabi has shown us these virtues through his own valiant sacrifice. By focusing our anger and sorrow, we are finally in a position where victory is within our grasp, and once again our most cherished nation will flourish. Victory is the greatest tribute we can pay those who sacrifice their lives for us. Rise, our people, rise! Take your sorrow and turn it into anger. Zeon thirsts for the strength of its people. Hail Zeon!
Damn, we're in a tight spot.
Welcome back to Gundamn at MAHQ. This is one of your hosts, Neo, and along with Soulbro and Chris, we're going to go into one of our topics here. And this is kind of something I wanted to spotlight on a little bit. Was with the recent success of the Transformers movie and some of the stuff we've been reading on the internet, we've been hearing a lot about some of these live action adaptations of a lot of our favorite shows and a lot of our favorite movies from back in the day. And what we're just going to do here is just kind of comment on a couple of things, go on, probably talk about a few things that we've heard or that's actually being made, and kind of our thoughts quickly on what shouldn't be touched and what probably should be brought over as live action. First thing is, I think one of the biggest thing, one of the shows I'd like to see, and they're actually doing this. I think it's supposedly next year. It's supposed to come out. Is the Voltron?
Yeah,
and I think that's going to be kind of an interesting take, because I read how they did the story, and the way that they're doing the story, it seems like it can work pretty well.
Are they bringing the story to Earth instead of it being on a faraway planet?
Yeah, it's Earth. It's in the future. Basically, aliens destroy the Earth, and there's 5 different pilots left, and the only thing is, that they can use is Voltron. So I know it'll have good music because it's got Pharrell from the Neptunes in it.
Pharrell,
he's producing it. So
I will not voice my opinion on Pharrell right now.
Any thoughts on that one, Chris? Is that I want to see it because I saw all the promo stuff at Comic-Con this year, and it looked pretty good.
Voltron was something that I enjoyed as a kid back in the early 80s, but it's not something that I really care for much anymore. So I'm not going to be having any anticipation over this movie. So I guess I'll see it if it comes out, but I wouldn't go into it expecting much.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope they don't make it too cheesy. So I mean, hopefully with the way that they did Transformers, and I guess maybe we can just segue on that real quick. What are quickly, Soulbro and Chris, what were your thoughts of the Transformers movie?
Well, going into it, when they were making it and they were saying they were going to kind of change a few things around, at first I was a little upset because I wanted to see it look exactly like the cartoon.
Fanboy.
Well, no, I mean, realistically speaking, and you grew up watching something, you don't want it to be drastically changed. But as the trailer came out, the first one, actually the first real trailer where we got to see the robots themselves, I kind of got a different impression, and I kind of let go of my reservations then because this is just a whole new take on Transformers. I've seen things remade before, and I just thought I'd leave my opinion at the door until after I actually saw the movie, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done, and the CG in it was incredible, and I really can't crap on it.
Chris?
Well, at first when the movie was announced years ago, I was pleasantly surprised to hear that Steven Spielberg would be producing, because I figured, well, it'll be in good hands.
Yeah.
But then when they announced that Michael Bay was going to direct it, I thought, ooh, Michael Bay, after so much crap like Armageddon and The Island, and he's done some decent stuff like he did The Rock and the first Bad Boys.
Bad Boys 2.
I wouldn't.
Bad Boys 2 is fun to watch. It's cheesy, but it is fun to watch.
So I had really mixed feelings about him being the director, since he's Mr. Big Loud Explosions, slow motion hero, pan sequence,
rotation shots
guy, and and of course Pearl Harbor. That was another piece of junk that he did.
God, but let's not even talk about that garbage. I had to sit through getting my hair cut, and I had to sit through that movie. You know what? I'm still traumatized by it. I'll shut up.
But as far as the actual movie itself, I knew from the beginning that it wasn't going to be exactly like the '80s cartoon. So I know a lot of fans held on to that idea that it would be, and it was pretty obvious that it wasn't going to be. So that wasn't a problem for me. I was very pleased when they cast Peter Cullen as Optimus, because. Mm-hmm. To me, he is the very definition of Optimus.
Same here.
That's not to knock
the
other ones, because I think Gary Chalk did a great job in Beast Wars and in Armada and some of the other ones. He's a very good Optimus too.
Very true.
But that was great to hear. I was a little disappointed that Frank Welker was not cast as Megatron for the movie, and then said they got Hugo Weaving.
Yeah,
I think.
I
think he could have done it.
Can you explain this to me? Frank Welker is the most prolific voice actor in the business. I mean, he does animals in movies all the time. I mean, the man gets. I mean, there's no end to the work that he does. The movie industry knows him. It's not like he's a no name. But when it came to doing Megatron, and Megatron's voice is just has a presence. To me, it sounds like the embodiment of the Grim Reaper. It's just the way his voice sounds. It's so gravelly. I don't see why they just didn't get him. Granted, he didn't have that movie. I mean, he didn't start talking till the end. But still, if he did his voice, I'd have been pleased with that. But
I think that they thought maybe his voice in the cartoon was maybe a little bit too cartoony. But I think he could modulate his voice and would have done just fine.
Just listen to his performance in Transformers the movie.
Yeah,
that is like some of the best lines he ever said before his changeover. But I mean, Frank is just a mutant when it comes to doing voices, and to me, he's like the second best voice actor next to Mel Blanc, bar none. But that's my little blurb on that. But
another thing, as far as the voices go, I was disappointed in the game. They had Keith David, who was one of my top favorite voice actors.
Same here.
But he's not in the movie. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Who did he play in?
He played I think the one Decepticon that transformed from the cop car into I think it's Buzzkill or
Barricade.
Barricade. Thank you. He did Barricade's voice.
So
I actually would have liked him even as Megatron back before they announced Hugo Weaving, because he just can make his voice. His voice is so deep. He can do a villainous guy,
exactly,
or he can do someone like Spawn. He can do someone like
Goliath
and Gargoyles
or Thalog.
He has so much range, and even Thalog, who was just so evil.
Yeah,
this guy has so much range, and he can just be so creepy when he wants to.
Some of the best.
I mean, even hearing him do like a freaking UPS commercial, this guy just projects power.
The Navy.
Yeah. Or the Navy.
Makes me want to enlist.
But
I mean, maybe not that much power, but
maybe not that much power. But no, when you bring up Goliath and Thalog, the scenes where he had to do them opposing each other, where he had to like converse with himself, are like some of the best acting voice acting I've seen him do, and it was I agree with you there.
So I guess in other words, you guys were pretty generally pleased with the way that they did Transformers.
Yeah,
okay.
And to get back on track, I really
instead of voice actor,
we need to have a voice actor later.
No, that's cool. But I know that there's some other shows besides Voltron. I think Silver said they're going to be doing Robotech.
Well,
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, after seeing Transformers, Tobey Maguire really took an interest in doing Robotech, which turns out he was a big fan of even back in the day.
He'd be about the right age to have seen the show back in the 80s, in 1985 when it was first on.
He's like 32, 33, so he's from Neo and just our generation total. But he enjoyed Robotech, and I I guess he would like to play the lead role. I don't know how much they're changing the story. I don't know if he's going to be Rick Hunter or if they're just going to reinvent the Macross storyline in their own way and just change character names and do whatever.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, here's the what I see as the major obstacle, which is the lawsuit in Japan between Big West and Tatsunoko, and because Tatsunoko was sub-licensed by Big West back in the day to market Macross to other countries across the world, and they, of course, are the ones who licensed it to Harmony Gold.
Harmony Gold.
Now, Harmony Gold, in my opinion, and I'll say this right now, I think they're a bunch of bastards because whenever anybody tries to release a Macross product in America, they jump out and they're like, oh, we own the rights to all of Macross, and our licensing agreement says so, but we won't show it to you. They just go around claiming that they have the rights to all of Macross.
So you're saying that? So you're saying with Macross Plus and Macross 2, when they released those, did they get a cut of that?
Well, here's what happened. Harmony Gold was mostly on life support in the 90s, and they didn't do anything in time to stop anybody from releasing Macross 2 or Macross Plus, so they had to deal with that as is. But a lot of people who were shops that were importing toys. There was this one company that was going to release some YF-19 figures here, and then Harmony Gold shut that down. What really annoys me is that they constantly try to shut down anything relating to Macross because they're only interested in promoting Robotech.
Right.
Wow, that's not good at all.
And I really dislike them for doing that. So.
Well, what about their I guess they're teaming up with ADV to put out Super Dimensional Fortress Macross. Granted, they do get a cut of that, I'm sure.
Yeah, after Anamigo's license expired. But back to Robotech.
Yeah. What's the show? What's the movie going to be? Is it going to be Macross or is it going to be Robotech?
As far as I know, it's going to be the beginning of the Robotech saga, which I'm assuming is Macross. Okay. But
here's the problem with that. In Japan, the court ruled that all of the Macross designs and characters and concepts are the property of Big West.
Good.
And this has carried over in Shadow Chronicles because if you notice, there are no references to Macross there.
Right.
For example, they talk about the alien fortress that crashed on Earth, in the opening in Shadow Chronicles, they show the SDF-1. Maya Sterling, she talks about being half alien. She doesn't say half Zentradi.
Oh my God.
They never show any Macross designs. They only did Mospeda designs. They never mentioned the SDF-1. They never mentioned any of those things. So I think that's evident right there, the issue of this lawsuit and what Harmony Gold can do.
So there might be an issue with this actual movie then being...
Yeah, because I think most Robotech fans in America, at least... when they think Robotech, they probably think of the Macross part of it because that's the most well-known.
Right.
Of course.
So the problem there is,
and the
I
longest
don't
saga.
think that they'll be able to do that story in this live-action movie because of all of these tangled legal issues. So they might have to totally reinvent Robotech and do a new story and just try to sidestep Macross entirely the way that Shadow Chronicles did.
Is there any target date for this, Silbro?
Well, if they never get past pre-production, there won't be. But my question is, can't they just collaborate with Big West to license the license
that's
designs?
Probably something you got to do with them.
I mean, but I'm just saying though. I mean, that's what lawyers are for, and that's what agents and all that's for. That's why they make money. And I mean, I've seen other crossovers in the past. I mean, things you never thought to see. But I think if it's going to be as profitable as Transformers, and Transformers is over the $1 billion mark right now, I think they may find some kind of agreement to do something. I mean, I would hope so.
I wouldn't expect much to be forthcoming out of Harmony Gold because when it comes to any business, never let short-sighted foolishness blind long-term profits.
That's
something that happens a lot.
That's the exact thing right there.
In the short term, they have this narrow view of, that we want to do things, and that short-term foolishness will blind them to, the big picture of long-term profits. So,
what
is very disappointing.
Some other ones too. I know that the biggest one that they've been talking about even before Transformers came out, and I know all the fanboys were going crazy, was Evangelion.
Yeah,
kind of mixed on that, but. I don't think it's going to be done very well.
I guess
personally.
I'm the only one out of all y'all that's actually thinking that shows some kind of promise, but it depends on the screenplay.
What about you guys? let's not even go into that show because there's two different shows, the manga and the movie.
It depends on which one they want to adapt it on.
Yeah.
Here's
they
what
could adapt it on the manga
They'll do the bad one probably.
Here's what I see. With any sci-fi movie now, it has to be a trilogy. But Evangelion is, for the mainstream, still a pretty unknown property. So there's a lot of stuff you'd have to be cramming into one movie because you don't know if this one movie is all you're going to get.
Yeah, and there's a lot.
A trilogy's not guaranteed.
And there's a lot of.
So what exactly do you do?
Well, I mean, as far as I heard, the breakdown for the first movie is the first 6 episodes, kind of like the Rebirth of Evangelion, which they just released in theaters over there, which reanimated that whole part of that series. They're breaking it down the same way. I don't know how many episodes the second movie will consist of, and then there's the third, which wraps it up. But the first movie will consist of the first 6, which is I wouldn't say as exciting as maybe some of the other parts of the series, but it gets the ball rolling, and hopefully it will garner enough interest for them to put out a sequel after that whenever they get around to doing it.
I agree with you, though. I think that there's many other shows that they could do before Evangelion. I don't think Evangelion, outside of people that are really into anime, is that popular. What do you think about maybe Gundam? Because I know we had G-Savior, and that was just horrendous.
Well, before G-Savior, closing thought on Evangelion, and don't get me wrong, because a lot of people ask me about Evangelion, since on MAHQ there's this thing of don't ask me to review Evangelion because I never will. I like the show as much as anybody else, and I enjoy it, but I think it's so vastly overrated by fans that kind of kills my enjoyment of it.
Wow.
To a certain degree.
Yeah.
Because
it's
they
understandable.
think it's like the best thing ever since sliced bread. And it doesn't help when I used to work at FYE and they released the Evangelion box set, and ADV put this giant sticker on the side that said, the ultimate anime series of all time.
Yeah, I remember that.
On DVD. So what I did was this sort of a silent protest. I took that sticker off of that box set, and I put it on the Gundam movie trilogy, which also just came out. and somebody bought it.
Nice.
Yeah,
that was so awesome.
So that was my little protest against the overinflated reputation of Evangelion, which ADV is happy to assist with their bajillion re-releases and
let's not even go there.
Remarketing. So Evangelion, it's not a movie I'm looking forward to much, assuming it ever gets out of development hell.
Yeah.
But if it has the right crew, I think it could be something good. But I'm looking at it from a more general perspective. I don't see how it'll break out of that niche otaku fandom and hit massive popularity with the mainstream, like say Transformers did, or something like Robotech could.
Yeah. Well, what about?
So now let's move on to Gundam.
Yeah. What about Gundam? What do you think on that one?
G-Savior.
Well, no, I mean, if they ever did if they ever wanted to do a live action Gundam,
if they ever did adapt, the Gundam for live action.
What are your thoughts on that?
Been live action with G-Savior, but that was a piece of garbage.
Yeah,
and it was a really cruddy TV movie, so cruddy that they had to use uniforms from Starship Troopers.
Oh my!
And you can see this.
Oh
yeah.
Starship Troopers uniforms have been recycled in like every sci-fi show that's filmed in Canada.
Yeah.
I think even in Stargate they've recycled those things.
I think so.
Well, what about
those things have been getting a lot of mileage.
Well, what about adapting Mobile Suit Gundam, the original series, for live action? Say, my thoughts on it was always if they had to adapt any version of Mobile Suit Gundam for live action, I'd have to say the novel would be the best one. If only they changed one certain thing in the end, and I won't ruin that by saying it. But if they wanted to make it a franchise, there's one specific thing they would probably change. But go ahead.
Here's what I think. Number one, it would never happen in America because Gundam is practically a no-name here.
Yeah.
Even after the high point of Wing, and we won't get into that about how they screwed up Gundam in America, but it would never happen here because the franchise has no history, no name, no major fandom, no crossover appeal, nothing. It's a very, very niche product, especially now since it's just been getting lower and lower with every year in America of what the popularity. Japan, obviously, the original series is still the biggest one, and so everything is 1 year war this, 1 year war that. The problem I see is I don't know if there's any Japanese studio there that is big enough to handle what would be a very, very big budget production.
Oh yeah. Well, not only that, but characters. It's like the only reason why I don't see it and I don't ever want to see it is who are you going to cast to be Shahrazabal? To make them believable and a physical appearance and mannerisms.
Please not Gak.
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be anything there. But are there any shows you think that would be good as a live action? Because I have one. I know one that and I would love to see, and it's kind of mech related. Would be Ghost in the Shell.
Yep.
I think Ghost in the Shell would be a really good show.
That could work. That could definitely work. I mean, Ghost in the Shell. Obviously, you can see the inspiration in previous things like Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Ghost in the Shell could definitely work as a live action. Good following here. Personally, for me, a lot of these mech shows, I think they work better as anime, and they're just better off staying that way. Like Gundam, I really don't think, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's.
And if you look at a lot of live action adaptations, whether it's of video games or anime, most of them just aren't that good.
Yeah, they're not.
So better just leave it alone. I mean, the fact that the Dragon Ball live action movie is actually happening now.
Yeah.
And you've got someone like James Marsters from Buffy and Angel as Piccolo.
Yeah.
That just makes me cringe.
Yes.
Well, at least Stephen Chow's involved. That's the one thing it's got going for it. Not much, but the set pieces should be nice. Other than that, I won't leave much to the acting.
But
yeah, I'd rather aside from something like Transformers or Robotech, depending on how that turns out in Evangelion, I'm really not that hot on live action mecha series.
Same here. I just I think it's an interesting discussion because of the success of Transformers, and you're probably going to have a lot of things that are going to be pitched to people. I just didn't know. So, bro, is there any shows that you quickly would want to see possibly done as live action, especially in the mech genre?
Other than Ghost in the Shell, I don't know. From the sound of when we spoke about VOTOMS, that sounds actually just so gritty that it could probably be carried, just brought to the screen. But I haven't seen the show, so I can't really say. Oh, okay, I do have one. Dunbine. just because of the fantasy element, it would be easier to digest. Then it'd be easier to adjust and say something like Robotech because you're in a completely other world. Now, when they get to when they bring it back to Earth, that may be a little bit harder to sell. But by that point, people were already seen the first part anyway. So
and it'd probably make everybody.
Could you picture live action Dunbine directed by Peter Jackson?
Oh man, I thought about that too. It's like it is the Lord of the Rings of mech shows. So
forget Halo.
It'd be so long.
Yeah, forget Halo.
It'd be so long-winded though. That's the only problem I got with Peter Jackson. I mean, I know he's the leading candidate to do even the Ava movie, but it's like the problem. I like the Lord of the Rings movies, but man, they're so long-winded, some of them. It's just like...
Well, I love Lord of the Rings to death, and I absolutely enjoyed the extended editions. I have all 3 of them. I even did a marathon of them once, which was, believe me, hell. But
yes.
King Kong was way, 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 way too long.
Terrible.
And then there was an even extended version of that, which I just didn't see, because the theatrical version was long enough.
Yeah, and that's the only problem. I think...
Give me the Frighteners.
I think with the... I think the other problem they would have with a lot of those... a lot of these live action adaptations is not only cramming the stories in there, but making the stories, because I think you're going to have them trying to concentrate on making it look good instead of just really having a decent story. Rich was kind of interesting about Transformers, where the story wasn't the strongest story on Earth, but it was at least entertaining and it got to the point.
Yeah,
and it wasn't too like, you weren't doing the WTF halfway through. So. But that's cool. But yeah, I'm sure we'll definitely have some feedback on the forums with this, and we encourage everybody to talk about it, especially give us maybe some ideas that you might think of some shows that could possibly be good for live action adaptations. So we're going to close this out. We'll be back in a little bit. You're listening to Gundam at MAHQ.
Gundam it! I hate it!
This is Gunside 1. Black Squadron confirmed will counterattack in the 4th quadrant.
Roger. Corporal Sterling and Dixon, follow me.
Roger. What area are we supposed to defend?
We're all on the defense line, 4th quadrant.
But that's way at the end. All the really heavy action's happening over there. Can't we get into some of that?
What can you possibly have in mind? We've been given orders, so follow them.
Fighter 102, enemy coming in off your right wingtip.
I'll fly rings around them, eh? Watch me show these guys up.
Dixon, don't play around. You got me?
Boss, I'm in trouble. Help me or I'm a goner for sure.
Stop it, Ben. You'll get yourself killed doing that.
Now I gotta save you. Watch out. Here it comes.
Sure was a big fat mess you got me out of. Hey, is that Max? Look at him go!
Max, you tore him up.
I'm happy I was able to help out.
It's unbelievable.
Lieutenant Hunter, bad defensive maneuvers. Your response time will have to improve immediately.
Hey, I've got a couple of completely inexperienced pilots here.
I can't perform and babysit at the same time.
I never even saw him. He destroyed a whole section of the fighter. Boy, I'm glad the repairs don't come out of my pocket.
Max, you did pretty well.
Yep, it was luck, though. They said I put away 9.
9? My total was 0. Well, what a hotshot Max has become.
I'll say.
About how many did you blast?
About 5.
Oh, I'm sorry I mentioned it. You probably feel bad that Max beat you out.
Oh, I don't know.
I was pretty good.
Huh?
I imagine it's possible they might even promote me. Some jump. Corporal to general after one battle.
It's always a long fall from the top, isn't it?
Easy, Wes.
I've been waiting to say this to you for a long time, honey.
All right.
Deep down in my stomach, with every inch of me, I pure, straight hate you. But God damn it, do I respect you.
And that wraps up episode 6 of Gundamn at MAHQ. Make sure to check out our main websites, starting with mahq.net, where you can find all the reviews of a lot of mecha anime and other animes as well. That's the Gundam, of course, is the official podcast of MAHQ. Also, you can check us out on MySpace, which is www.myspace.com/GundamTheShow. And also, you can find us. You can contact the show through email at gundammahq@gmail.com. And we in this episode we spoke about the gift ideas for this Christmas. So you guys go out there and grab up those gift ideas if you can get them while we still have time. Also, we spoke about armored trooper VOTOMS. We went into that, and that sounds like an awesome show, and I'll definitely cut into that. And
that was our anime spotlight.
Yes, sir, our anime spotlight, which will have
a new feature, it seems, on the Gundam at MHQ.
Exactly. And last but not least, we also went into I'm drawing a blank.
Live action adaptations.
It was live action adaptations.
Oh my God.
Kind of our thoughts and
everything. And other
our
than
fear.
That, any closing thoughts, you guys?
You want to tease everybody with something for the next episode?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, we'll definitely get into another month of Gundam 00, reviewing episodes 9 through 12. Next episode.
And next time we'll be talking about the bald wizard, the real bald wizard, Yoshiyuki Tomino. So everybody tune in, because that's sure to be a very lively discussion, and I'm sure that'll elicit loads and loads of feedback.
Oh, yes. Yes, I cannot wait for that.
But
so be sure to tune in a few weeks for episode 7, and we'll be hitting up the bald wizard.
Oh, and finally, too, a good thing. Wish everybody happy holidays, because we are recording about a week before Christmas, so everybody have happy and safe holidays if you're going out of town like me.
That's right.
Is this our last podcast of 2007?
I believe so, because I leave the week of Christmas to go to California, and that's an off week for recording. So yeah, so everybody too, happy New Year's 2008. So
happy New Year's, and we'll see all of you in 2008.
And 2008 is going to be a good year.
Yes, it will be. Well, happy holidays, everybody listening, and we'll see you next time on Gundam at MAHQ.
Thank you. Bye.
Hangar crew, is Commander Foker's ship ready for takeoff?
Roger, Bridge.
Is Commander Foker leading the Veritech attack squadron?
Yes.
She's ready and waiting, sir.
Okay, let's go.
Skull Leader takeoff preparations completed.
Your squadron is already in the air, Commander. Good hunting.
I'll be hunting for a pineapple salad.
It sounded like he said he was hunting for pineapple salad.
Gundam
at MAHQ is a
Shinjuku Station
and MAHQ production.
Give up, son. Go back to photocopies and paper cuts. that's your true calling.